You guys know the porn star Bailey Brooke? She has the same tattoos as me. I am back with another episode of, actually, I haven't really done a lot like this. I figured we could kind of, I don't really share a lot of my personal stories and stuff with you guys. So I kind of more informative. So I thought today we might do something a little bit fun. I wanted to do a little get ready with me. I mean, I'm not really going anywhere right now because we're all in quarantine. But this is probably the most that I've ever played with my makeup because I'm just trying to find different things to do so I don't get bored. Because once I get bored, motivation goes down. I get really upset at anything, and you don't want to see that side of me. Hold on. I'm going to dim my light because it's like a little bit harsh right now. And I'm like dying. Okay, let's do it about that one. Okay, let's do that. See how that works for me, and if I need to go lower, I will. All right, so I'm going to do a cool little look using the Zodiac Love Signs by BH Cosmetics. I think there's another Love Signs or a different signs one, but I got the warmer of the two palettes. So we're going to do a look using that, and I'm just going to get ready. And I thought today what we could be talking about is my tattoo horror stories. It all starts with my very first one. I got it when I was underage. It was in a garage. Comment what you guys think. They're actually pretty crazy, I think. I feel like when you have a body of ink... Oh, sorry, let me get started. Ooh, I forgot my primer. One moment. Primers I use are the Photo Loving Primer by NYX, and I use the Anti-Dull and the original one. I just use a mix also because I'm running out, so gotta like that. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm just gonna use this one. Okay, I'm gonna use Anti-Dull because my sleeping pattern has been very, very off lately. So, I don't know why. I feel like I've really been being amazing at being productive lately and, finding things to do when I'm just stuck at home. But I just can't sleep, Story number uno, as I primed my face, is my very first tattoo. I was 17 years old. I wasn't even the age you should be. Sorry, I had like an eye booger. Just wipe that off my eye. Awesome. I wear contacts, so I get like these weird eye boogers. Okay. I was 17 years old, and my mom, she works at a high school, so what's first? We're going to go for a sunset look. I did this look a couple days ago, and I was like, wow, I want to recreate it whenever I can and just get better at doing it because I just kind of threw things together. I might not even do it the same way because I didn't write down the numbers or the colors I used, All right, so my very first tattoo was the one on my side. I'll show you a little picture. I was 17 years old. I was still in high school. My mom worked at the high school that I went to. Different story for a different time. She worked in the front office, and when she had student aides, when you're just helping out the front office or the library or whatever, and one of her student aides she knew wasn't 18 yet because when she looks up a student, it says their birthday, and she knew that she had just gotten like a recent tattoo, and she's like, hey, I know you're not 18 and I don't care, but where did you get your tattoo at? Anyways, so she had figured out, oh, you got a tattoo. How'd you get one underage? And he's like, oh, well, my friend is a tattoo artist, blah, blah, blah. He gave it to me, long story short. And she's like, oh, well, my daughter really wants one. So do you think that he would do one for her? And she'll pay for it, And I'm her mom, so I really don't care if she gets it before she's 18. She's going to be 18 in maybe 6 months. I think I was like 17 and a half. So she's like, oh yeah, let me ask him and see what he says. So she texted him in the beginning of the period, and by the end of the period, my mom got his number and was like, yeah, just tell her to text me what she wants and I'll let her name a price. So my mom comes home, oh, Anissa, you'll never guess. I got someone to give me a tattoo referral if you really want to get your first tattoo. And I was thinking, wait, you're not getting mad that I want a tattoo, right? And my mom got tattoos, so she's like, okay, fine. If you're going to get tattoos, you can get tattoos, but you're going to pay for every single one of them, and you're not going to get something stupid like a flaming skull above her crotch. Valid. Correct? Correct. The thing I want, he's like, it's $50. Cool, I got you. Da-da-da. We set up the date. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm so excited. I'm like gonna go to a tattoo studio and get tatted. And then I remember, oh no, wait. Because when he sent me the day of the address, it was a house. And I was like, oh wait, I'm underage. Like I can't go to a tattoo studio. It's illegal. So I think I was just meeting him at his house or a buddy's house, anything, right? So it was gonna be in a house, in a garage, right? Wow. And my mom's like, don't worry, I'll go with you. I was like, okay, like it's cool if you do, it's cool if you don't. El Cajon is, okay, it's like one of the more OG places, a little sketchy, right? So we go to the house, we pull up, first thing, gates around the whole house, some like 2 Rottweilers in the front, says beware of guard dogs. Awesome. And my mom's aide is there. So I guess she's pretty good friends with her tattoo artist. I don't know how close they were. But she's there and she's like, oh, hey, what's up, guys? Like, I hope you guys are excited. Like, are you nervous? And of course I'm nervous because I'm like, oh my God, it's in a house. And I think my mom just wanted to scare me. I don't know if they really did the dogs on purpose like that, but they ended up being sweet dogs. I ended up like looking at them and stuff. So I go inside. My mom's with me. Her student aide is there, so she knows, you know. And when behind her is this really big buff dude, like big, and I'm like, oh my God, is this the guy that's about to tap me? And where I wanted my first tattoo was on my ribs. So I was like, this big, huge man is about to like put his big arm and like pierce me. He's gonna stab me. So I was scared, but I didn't want to show it because I know my mom was trying to freak me out. I know she wanted me to get scared and say, oh no, I don't want it. She wanted me to like freak out. And I really think she wanted me to just walk away from the whole thing. So even more for me to get it, you know, to prove her wrong, I was like, you know what? Don't let her scare you. You gonna do it. So we ended up, she's like, oh, this is my boyfriend. I'm like, oh, are you gonna do the tattoo? And she's like, oh, no, don't worry. He's in the kitchen setting up. So we're not even in the garage. We're like in the kitchen. His own setup, so it was all sterile and everything. He had his own bed and everything. And he actually ended up doing some other of my tattoos. He did my mom's birthday. I could have done it. Yeah, I think it's on this one. He did my mom's birthday and the ones on my wrist. So I ended up, when I actually did turn 18, I did go to him in a tattoo parlor. So it was cool. It was just a funny story because it was kind of scary, and I was underage, and my mom was trying to, she was trying to scare me out of doing it for a tattoo. So it being my first one, it was like, I'm doing it. I think it was a really cool way to start getting all of my ink. I got where my anchors, and that is actually a horror story turned good again because when I went, so I went to my very loving shop, Wild Sides Tattoo. And I go, and it was Friday the 13th, so I just wanted to get a cheap tattoo at the time. I wasn't really planning on investing the parts of my body that I did. But at the end of the story, I understand why. The only one that I was ever like, I don't regret it, but it just like, yeah, I probably should have thought twice. Because if you guys know the porn star Bailey Brooke, she has the same tattoos as me, except mine have bows and hers don't, but like they're in the same place. So I did that. But anyways, back to the story. To my artist, and my first artist, my horror story artist is Anthony. And you know, I'm not one to judge if you smoke weed, like to drink a glass of wine or a beer after work. That's fine with me. But if you can't handle what you're doing, especially in a work setting, please do not do it. That's all I say, right? So I guess before he had started my tattoos, he really got really stoned. He got really stoned beforehand, right? In my head, I'm like, cool, he could probably handle it. I shouldn't be worried. Go ahead. So he gets home, and then he starts my anchors. Oh my God, it looked like chicken scratch. Like someone was like shaking. The lines didn't even touch. They were shaky. They were novice, no depth in the tattoo. The colors were not the colors I wanted, and he put too much white on them, so they kind of got muddled out. I was pissed. I know I had only spent $60 on the 2 tattoos, but I was pissed. And I'm not doing the horror stories in order, so I had already had other things happen to me with other tattoos, but that's the last story I have for you. Other things have already happened to me where I was like, yeah, nah, that shit's not gonna fly. So I think it was the very next day or a couple days where I really could see the tattoo. I was like, let me just give it some time. No, every day got worse. They were not good tattoos. And at the time, I didn't have a lot of tattoos yet. I only had the one on my side, and I think this one, and some flowers in Polynesian on my back. So at this point, I knew, a good tattoo. I knew a pretty good tattoo, I thought, when I saw one. So I go back to the artist and I talk to the guy at the front. And the cool thing about Wild Sides is they have like a front guy instead of the artist just being like the front and the back. And I go in and I'm like, hey, James, we were cool. You were cool. You were funny. We threw jokes at each other. Your artist sucks. And he goes, okay, hold on, let me take you outside. And the artist was there, and I wanted him to fucking hear it. I was mad. I was like, he fucking sucks. He needs to go back to training. I know I'm not an artist, but no, this is not what you should or be producing when you're in a shop. So he takes me outside. He's like, okay, what's the matter? Let me see. So I pull down my short, and I show him. He's like, did he get really high before your tattoo? And I was like, well, yeah, he told me he smoked all the time, so I figured he could. Ooh. Wrong choice, I guess. Put too much trust in people. I guess it was my bad for, putting trust in this dude. Because he hella fucked up. It's your money, and you really want them to do a good job. You want them to at least care about doing a good job, not just throwing something on your body and hoping, she ain't gonna complain, or maybe she will, but and I feel like some artists, when it's Friday the 13th, maybe they don't give it their all. And I'm not an artist, and it's hard work. I have a lot of ink, so I really get close with my artist, and I know it's hard work. But also, just don't disrespect your client by doing some shit work too, And I'm not talking about, and I don't refer to any of my artists that have ever done a good job, but the ones that I've ever had iffy problems with, come on, guys, step your shit up. And maybe that's why you don't get taken as seriously, or if you're pouting because you don't get big pieces done, maybe it's the quality that you put out. Because the funny thing is I actually ended up going back to that tattoo shop for about 2-3 years after that, because I got my whole arm, my back done. I added to my sternum, and I did my side all by one artist. And it definitely wasn't the guy that did the anchors, but when I had complained, he let Anthony redo the tattoo, and they ended up coming out better. And as he was redoing my tattoo, Jesus, the one that actually has done all my work, he was helping Anthony. He was giving him pointers, you should, shadow it out here. These colors look good. Don't put too much white. He was helping him out. So after I was done, I was like, I went on the website and I looked up the two artists, Jesus and Anthony. Jesus had been tattooing for 10 years and Anthony only 2. I'm not saying anything, but I'm not saying you can't get good in 2 years, but time definitely shows, consistency shows. So I was like, wow, 10 years. And I did want to get more tattoos, and I didn't really know where to go. That shop had amazing prices. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to Jesus. I think a month later I walked back in, and I just remember James 3. It's more annoying than a horror story, so it'll be quick, don't worry. So my back tattoo, I'm trying to finish it. And I really like to, when we build a good rapport, I really like to send you customers and referrals. I give you my family members, my close friends. So this guy, Nate, yeah, I'm going to say his name. He does my tattoo, does a good job on my foot, does an awesome job on my mom. My mom loves it. She cries. It's great. Everything I want her to feel when we get our matching tattoos, because it meant a lot to us. And then I'm like, cool, you do a good job. Keep going. Let him finish my back. Did my first session on my back, try to get a hold of him so we could start my next session. Nothing. didn't reply to text messages, Instagram messages. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like super, super professional. And honestly, the two people that messed up on my tattoos, my anchor and this dude, they were young. Like every tattoo, the thing I've noticed is they're younger, like 22, 24. And it's like, no, you ain't hot shit. Like, stop it. Like, really? Humble yourself. Learn you're not anything. You are not Nico Hurtado. You're not any of those people. So sit back down in your chair and remember that and treat people with respect. That's all I ask. Tattoo horror number 4, horror story number 4 is my grandma's birthday. A pineapple tattoo, and I got her birthday wrong. And it was actually my bad. It was not even the artist's bad. And she even fixed it. So most of these horror stories end up working themselves out, which are great. I appreciate it. Especially since it's my body and it's going to be on it forever and ever. And I think I just put a shitload, so holy shit. Let's see what happens. I'll probably just wipe some off. Story number 5. Horror story number 5 is my sternum tattoo. This one was pretty crazy because this was the one where I felt definitely the most disrespected and the most like, wow, I can't believe you even had the audacity to do that. Because this is when I was younger and this is still one of my first tattoos. Like I had not started my sleeve yet. I had maybe some of my back tattoo done. And sorry, every time I talk about it, I get really upset because what he did was really, really shitty. And I am going to say his name because I don't care. And whatever happens, happens. Come at me. I hope your shop isn't there anymore. Back to my story. I was only, I think, 20 or 21. Like, at least I was over 18. Lucky him. But I might have been 20. I don't even think I could drink yet, which is probably why this pisses me off the most. It's like, wow, I couldn't even go and have a margarita afterward and talk about it. Had to go home and like face it with all my emotions head on. So it is this tattoo, my sternum tattoo, just the flower. I actually added on to my sternum tattoo and to add on to this tattoo because the original tattoo, I just have a bad story behind it. So I want to add something to it. And he's like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I go and I get my tattoo. I'm really excited. And I had planned this tattoo a week before. So he told me, oh, make sure you wear a bikini top since it's in your sternum. So I came in with a bikini top and the bikini top had a wire in it. And he was like, oh, that's the wrong type of bikini top. So you're going to have to take it off. And he put a little like pad over my shoulders and we kind of like taped it. So it was kind of like a superhero thing. It was funny because we were kind of making jokes about it and I was okay. And I had my friend with me at the time. I never really choose to go to my tattoos alone until I feel comfortable with the artist. And this was the first time this artist was tattooing me, so I didn't even feel comfortable with him. So I go to him, we do the tattoo, we have to do the weird thingy. So it's taped there. And as we're doing it, my friend says she needs to go to the bathroom. When she goes to the bathroom, out of nowhere, she's at the bathroom. The guy flips up the fucking tape and looks at my nipple and he's like, oh, I just had to tip myself, give myself a little show so I could keep working. And I was like, what the fuck? Kept it cool because I wanted him to finish. And once he finished, I got up and I said, you know what? I told my friend what you did. You can either done because I really wanted to just talk to you now. I'm done. I hope you like it. I'm just going to put some of this. So my very last tattoo horror story are the 2 unfinished tattoos as well on my toes that I let my ex-boyfriend do. And I let him do it while he was my ex-boyfriend. And he didn't finish them because we got into a really bad fight and I haven't talked to him since. And comment what else you guys want to know. And I'm really, really thankful though that I found some awesome artists, and all the tattoos that I do have are an amazing quality, and if something did happen to them, they did get fixed. And you know, I met some awesome people along the way, and I learned a lot. And yeah, those are my tattoo horror stories. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay quarantined.